What is an issue that goes unnoticed although it ends in the death of thousands of people yearly? Mental health is a major concern that affects around 1 in 7 teenagers globally. Although it is a common issue, in many schools it remains hidden and disregarded with silence and stigma. This is why we chose Health and Well-Being as our Global Perspectives project to study the problematic at hand.
Hi, my name is Sara and I coordinated the final report.
Hi, my name is Ana Sofia and I analyzed the data.
My name is Emanuel Tautiva and I investigated national and global perspectives.
My name is Emanuel Pardo and I collected the data.
The problematic addressed is the insufficient access to knowledge and mental health support among the students, and how these issues impact their lives in various aspects. In many schools, mental health is stigmatized and misunderstood.
The analysis of a student well-being survey conducted at GCB from grades 6 to 10 reveals that around 54% of students reported that they would prefer to talk to another student before approaching a teacher or adult about emotional problems, while the 46% say they don't feel comfortable discussing mental health due to stigma or fear of being judged. Locally, this lack of support and knowledge manifests as decreased academic motivation and concentration, social withdrawal and difficulty maintaining friendships, increased irritability, anxiety or sadness, and reluctance to seek professional help due to stigma. The lack of understanding and support for mental health is also a global challenge. According to a study made by the World Health Organization, 1 out of 7 teens from 10 to 19 years old experience a mental health condition, and 75% of all mental health disorders begin before the age of 24, yet most remain untreated due to stigma and lack of resources.
The GCB case is an example of the global adolescent mental health crisis. Factors such as fear of judgment and stigma, limited access to safe spaces or trust individuals, and insufficient education about emotional regulation keep affecting us as students. The Mind Matters project provides a problem, allowing there to be a bridge constructed between awareness and action. Programs that train teachers such as Mind ED have led to efficient support and stronger collaboration with counselors in Europe. The SEL in Japan has improved classroom coexistence and social skills among teenagers in East Asia. Finally, initiatives like the campaigns made by Save the Children have increased awareness of emotional well-being and encouraged open conversations about mental health in schools of Latin America, constructing a community approach. These guides demonstrate that effective interventions based on schools adapt to cultural and systemic contexts.
Globally, major organizations are also leading coordinated efforts. The World Health Organization encourages integrating mental health into school systems as a section of its comprehensive school health model that focuses on early detection and prevention. UNICEF supports mental health programs and works to make sure that psychological support is accessible in education settings, especially in low-income areas. UNESCO encourages an inclusive approach to well-being, which promotes teacher training, emotionally education, and safe school environments. GCB can become part of this international action by implementing an effective project through a Mind Matters Club, the Mental Health Ambassadors Program, and artistic therapy sessions. Students at school will contribute to the same global missions of reducing stigma, promoting awareness, and strengthening support within the learning community. These local actions make the school an active participant in the worldwide effort to protect young people's mental health.
The World Health Organization and the Center on the Developing Child of Harvard also highlighted the significance of early emotional support in preventing mental health issues on the long term. They conducted researches so that when schools apply support, emotional education, and access to professional counseling, they are able to reduce rates of anxiety and depression among teens. These findings align directly with the objectives of the project, which are to build a system at GCB where emotional well-being is treated as a shared responsibility. Educational expert Dr. Catherine Ware of the University of Southampton stated that schools that actively promote emotional well-being tend to have higher academic performance and lower rates of bullying and absenteeism. This statement reinforces that caring for mental health is the basis of creating successful and compassionate learning communities. Through these initiatives, GCB joins a global effort made by schools committed to shaping emotionally intelligent and resilient children.
A vast amount of the students at GCB experience anxiety or low self-esteem but don't reach out for help, partly because they fear judgment or don't know where to go to for help and advice. We realized that to build a healthier environment, awareness and empathy must start with us. Furthermore, more than 70% of students reported that they often feel scared or uncomfortable when expressing their emotions as they have a fear of being judged or misunderstood. Students feel like their mental health is constantly compromised due to external factors. Yet, around 50% of them are not able to recognize, express, and cope with their emotions.
It affects us in the way that we cannot work well. You know, we cannot function, we cannot even communicate well. Yes, when you are not okay mentally, nothing will work for you.
Students are always under a great pressure, which is very important to take care about them. Teachers are also under a great pressure, but it's also our duty to make sure that you're fine and you're able to develop yourself in a proper way.
To address the problematics related to emotional struggles, lack of awareness, and limited access to mental health support within the school, we constructed a project to improve the situation at GCB. This initiative combines the Mind Matters Club, the Mental Health Ambassadors program, and the artistic therapy sessions to create an effective program, each section to respond to a specific need within the school community, which will be education, support, and emotional expression.
According to UNICEF, teenagers are often more open with other classmates. This highlights the relevance of initiatives like the Mental Health Ambassadors Program. By promoting open communication with classmates, the initiative normalizes mental health conversations and reduces the stigma. Research from the OECD also supports the involvement of well-being into school contexts. Studies have shown that schools that make mental health education priority have higher levels of student engagement and belonging. The Mind Matters Club works as a creative and educational hub where students can freely discuss mental health topics, organize campaigns, and create awareness materials that promote understanding, and it encourages open dialogue and positions emotional well-being as shared responsibility within the school. The Mental Health Ambassadors Program trains students to serve as approachable leaders that can identify early signs of emotional distress and guide peers toward professional support. This system not only strengthens student relationships but also creates a bridge between that school community and its counseling department. Finally, the artistic therapy sessions use creative expression through art, music, and theater as tools for emotional regulation. These sessions allow students to express complex feelings in a safe environment, reduce stress, and build self-confidence.
This initiative is constructed on the belief that magnificent change begins with small, individual actions. Basic actions including listening without judging, showing empathy towards others, and distributing accurate information impact a person's well-being more than we might believe. Each situation that involves understanding and supporting contributes to creating a caring school community. When individual acts of kindness multiply, they transform the emotional climate of the entire community.
Every member of our school's community is invited to be a part of a journey toward building an environment defined by empathy, understanding, and care. When teachers, parents, and students work together with a shared purpose, schools can become places where emotional well-being is valued just as much as academic success. Together, we can make sure that GCB is a place where every student feels safe, supported, and genuinely heard.
Throughout this project, we learned that actual awareness begins with empathy and the genuine willingness to understand others. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply listen without judgment. By encouraging education, open conversations, and timely action, we can transform silence into strength and fear into connection. We learned that mental health is not a weakness, but an essential factor of who we are, influencing how we think, learn, and communicate with others. This project serves as a reminder on how caring for mental health goes beyond helping individuals. Caring for mental health is about building a compassionate and inclusive community where everybody knows that they belong. Working together taught us that even the smallest local actions can have a global impact, helping to reduce stigma, inequality, and emotional neglect. By creating a culture of empathy and support within our school, we have joined a movement that seeks to protect the well-being of young people everywhere. Our final goal is to make mental health a priority, to care for ourselves and for others, and to help create a world where every voice is heard, every story matters, and every mind feels valued.